So, last video cut off a little abruptly because I just accidentally clicked. It was like, "Punk." I'm like, oh, whoops. So, we're now going to try and find out about Galulja's mother. Oh, wow, what's up? Assuming neither memories nor records of Galulja's mother remain, we must cast wide a net as possible. My brain's not reading that right. We must cast as wide a net as possible. Okay, I'm used to seeing cast as wide of a net. Okay. I suggest we split into groups. Sapphire, if you could, make inquiries outside in the outskirts. The rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. So I think Crossroads will be about maybe 4 videos? I'm not sure. Alright, we take to the sky. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zeralja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, Taral Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zeralja assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted the felled bees. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. Okay. Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zeralja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tanawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Yahweh Wata. The Resilient Sun won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or other, or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, the chief's name was Kaniloka. missing somebody. There they are. Mamalja woman. Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among the entourage of the Lands Guard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolol after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Okay. We are going, not the Arcadian exactly, but Resolution? No. Lonshaw has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we'll get somewhere this time. Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. I don't think we came up with much at all. So Zaralja brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yasulani. Among them was a female Mamalja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vitrol, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Yahweh Yatawa he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. We also heard stories about the settlement in Yahweh Yawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zaralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location home for his most loyal followers would be ideal. And if this Mamalja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come into contact. I see. But what could Zaralja have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. Oh. In order to retrace Zaralja's steps, Raha and I wrote with a researcher who worked at Orgenics. He said approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the king's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the king's jurisdiction. It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn. It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So, if we look into transportation records, there it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Yawata, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing. Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all this out. Every piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before. A lesson I learned in another life. So we'll be investigating this secret facility in Yawayatawa then? And this time, I want you to come along, Gluzha. Ueyawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the downdrifts. Alright then. Alright, thank you, Shale. And away we go. If I remember correctly, the downdrifts are outside Solution 9. I'm literally taking a wild guess at this. I honestly don't know. Ah, I went to the wrong one. Yeah, it'll be fine. I can just fly there. Excuse me. So the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, be careful everyone. Okay. Let's try and get through this duty. I want Graha.
I stand ever ready. Twould be a pleasure as always. Ever ready.
Let's go. I'm going ninja.
I won't let you down.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with this badge. Ooh, there's gonna be a lot of electrope in this. Alright, away we go. Did not realize I'd be at such an angle, but whatever. And we're continuing on. Jeez. So the facility's still here. What kind of research did they do? I want the lore. For once. While His Majesty Zeralja is not the first to conceive of transferring the beast's soul into a person's body, safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential man. So the potential of man. So he has ordered us to make this conception of reality. He would bolster our military might and break through to the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it's worth pursuing. Oh boy. Graha, grab them, please.
Hold still.
Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, the feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because the primal instincts remain. And while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk for uncontrolled mutation. Huh. So we've seen that happen. So we're fighting zombies. Yep, we're literally fighting zombies. What was that? The rate of transfiguration may be dictated by the potential of the soul consumed, or the potency of the soul consumed. We've experimented with fiends of great power, but mutations were observed after the infusion of merely a single soul. No better was this phenomenon illustrated than with poor Atticus. His body was altered irreparably, and he lost all capacity for rational thought. While the primary objective of this research is to utilize the soul of a Tyrol Vidral, I struggle to see a path forward. An alternative approach must be considered. If the source of our failures thus far have been the inability of our bodies to contain fertile souls, what if we were to reverse the process by purging a beast of its memories and infusing it with a man soul? One still possessed of its own memories. We stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate, who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis, shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Oh, and I guarantee you this is who we're fighting. I don't like this. This is going to be a very interesting fight, because he's going to do raid wide. It's a little interesting he didn't... There we go. That's what I was waiting on. There's the raid wide. The heck? I am gonna die. Talk about a battle that's a dance. And I cut that down. Holy crap. It's always the second boss that's always a pain.
Hold still.
Did that roar come inside the storm? Yes, it did.
Hold still.
Take that.
Hold still.
Jeez. Alright, here we go. Jeez. We're fighting a rabbit. We're fighting a rabid, ravenous rabbit. Oh, this fight's gonna suck. I can already tell. Alright, here we go.
Hold still. Hold still.
Holy crap.
You'll not escape this! Are you alright?
Does the fight stay like this for the rest of the time being? least I have my dot still going. Ah, no. That was annoying. I had him too. I should have just stopped running. There we go. Whew.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility. The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Landsguard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. And what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you all right?
Teishalja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Upico women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
That's where we're going next then.
I wish I could see into the past like you. Then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mulmalja women here, for a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visit Tirali and saw some, or Tuliolal and saw some, excuse me, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day I hope I can see what she actually looks like as well. Alright, I think we will end this here. Yeah, we'll end this here. Until next time.